Protests have been taking place both today and over the weekend, opposing a legal challenge in the High Court which could stop wild camping on Dartmoor.
It comes ahead of a High Court hearing tomorrow of a case brought by Alexander and Diana Darwall, who own around 3,000 acres on Dartmoor. The Darwalls are challenging laws which allowed wild camping.
Tomorrow, the issue will come before the Royal Courts of Justice in London. It's a case which could ultimately transform how this natural landscape is used by the public.
Set to potentially lose about 4,000 acres of land that we can legally hike and wild camp on. And with that comes the knock-on effect that we might lose other areas of Dartmoor.
I say whose land? You say our land. Whose land? Our land. Whose land? Our land.
It's brilliant for families, hikers, and for organisations that do various challenges here.
Standing up for your rights sometimes means braving sub-zero temperatures and hiking across frozen moors to have a sing-along on the top of a tour. And sometimes it means taking your placards and slogans to where the decisions will really be made.
And there was more protesting today outside the Royal Courts of Justice, where this legal challenge is being heard this week.
If the case is lost and Darwall wins, it might set a precedent for other landowners to do exactly the same and therefore start closing down these spaces for other people.
There's 70,000 acres of Dartmoor where wild camping is permitted. That might seem like a lot, but that's 0.2% of the whole of England.
The weekend before the rally, myself and my friend Mark decided to go for a hike and a wild camp on this land to show you its beauty, but also because this might be the last time we can legally go there. This camp was bittersweet, but I hope you enjoy.
Hello, you beautiful lot. I'm coming to you from a very barren section of Dartmoor today for a lovely little stomp. For the next 2 days, I'm going to be hiking this area of Dartmoor. At present, a lot of the land on Dartmoor is protected under this bylaw. Basically, the bylaw allows people to hike, wild camp and roam and do a range of recreational activities without consequence. So that means that you don't have to stealth, you don't have to get permission, you can literally turn up, pitch a tent, have brekkie, bump into other hikers, landowners, walkers, and it's absolutely fine. Unfortunately, this couple called the Darwalls bought the land in 2011, and basically from the very beginning they started trying to limit access to the land. They closed car parks. There was a massive petition in 2011 actually to try and stop this from happening, and over time they've limited access to any entranceway to their land. Now, in about a week's time, there is a court case in which they are going to court with Dartmoor National Park authorities to try and have this section of 4,000 acres removed from hiking and wild camping. If this case goes through, if they succeed, there are 12 landowners that own 50% of Dartmoor. If they all follow suit, that's half of Dartmoor basically gone. And I know a lot of people say, oh, just stealth. But the thing is, that's the beauty of Dartmoor. It's the only place left in England where you don't have to stealth. And the way technology is improving, we saw it with lockdown. There were infrared cameras catching wild campers. Like, come on. I'm doing this to raise awareness so the younger generation can have the privilege that I've had to be able to hike, to wild camp, to explore these beautiful areas. And I don't want them to lose that. I don't think they deserve to lose out on that. And I don't think this land should be privatised where people pay for permits to access, because, you know, I take kids up here to do DV, to do 10 tours, all of those amazing activities, and some of them can't even afford hiking shoes. We have a box, right, where they get given shoes and clothes and waterproofs. They can't afford it. Some of them can't even afford food. So how are they going to be able to afford campsites? It's going to become an activity for the privileged. I never thought in my lifetime I would say that to be able to hike and camp would be a rich person's privileged activity. And I'm genuinely scared that's going to happen. And that's what I want to stop. So basically, me and Mark, get in Mark, go on. Hey, here he is. We are up here for the weekend just to show you some of the sights, really, to have a little camp, which could potentially be the last time for us camping on the land. And yeah, try and show you guys a little bit about here and just enjoy it, really. So yeah, long-winded introduction, not the happiest of all introductions, not the happiest of reasons for going on a camp, really, but I hope this helps raise awareness, and yeah, fingers fingers crossed we don't end up start losing a load of land. So it is about 6:30 right now. The sun set about 2 hours ago and it has been dark for a while. And when it gets like this, you gotta just eat. So I've got 2 dinners tonight. Dinner 1 was this that I've already eaten. I cheated. I got a posh pot noodle. Yes, you did. This was a Malaysian style curry. It was really nice. So I kind of want to learn how to make this because I've actually pinched some super noodles from Mark for second dinner because there was only 200 calories in that. And I make dinners of like 700 calories. So yeah, your girl's gonna be hungry if she doesn't have a second dinner. So that's what I'm doing. But it is absolutely just gorgeous at this spot. I will show you in the morning. But we're right by a river. Mark's pitched up over the other side. He's having 2 dinners as well. His first one, he's going for cheesy mash with chili oil. Who knew that mashed potato could taste so good? And for the rest of the evening, it's just gonna be chilling out and chatting. There's no signal here, the sky's clear at the moment, so we'll get a nice, hopefully, view of the stars. And yeah, it is a bit sad the reason we're here. Obviously, this could be the last time we ever camp in this section of Dartmoor, because Darwall court case. So we are making the most of it, enjoying it, gonna wake up early so we can have breakfast together and just, yeah, enjoy the view that we might not see ever again. Yeah, so it's bittersweet this camp. Alright, so just for a little visual, this is one of the sections of land that Darwall is trying to prevent hiking and wild camping. And as you can see on here, if I zoom in, there is so much history in this area. So there's khans and cis and settlements. There's this stone row that we went to yesterday, and if we travel up the map, up here a little bit more, this stone row is absolutely huge. It's said to be one of the longest in Europe. Little tip for those of you that get really cold, boil up some water, invest in one of these Nalgene's. They act like a hot water bottle, so they are BPA free and they have a leak proof seal, so this can literally seal at the top, go into your sleeping bag, keep you warm. Hey!
Popping in some vegan jerky for that extra protein.
Woohoo! It's cold, it's cold, it's cold. Oh, one good thing about camping with Mark though is he always never fails to make me coffee. So this morning I've got this. This is a brew, well, this is called Be Your Own Barista. It's a brew in your bag coffee. And it works kind of like the cafetières you get at home where you put the granules in the bottom and you wait for it to stew and you press down. So this basically has the granules in the bottom, you put the hot water in, and then the filter's actually on the nozzle. So you just pour it out. I've got coffee, mate. I've got coffee. Slept quite nicely last night. I say that in parts. I slept quite nicely from 9 till 12. And then woke up at 12 for some reason. Both me and Mark woke up at 12 actually. And then I just couldn't get back to sleep till like 2:30ish. The plan for this morning is to carry on exploring around Darwalls Land. There is another stone row that way with a lovely stone circle at the end, so we're going to head up there and then hopefully get to Princetown around midday to talk to some of the cafe owners near the square to see if any of them will let us use an extension cable to plug in an amp so we can do some talks at this session, because basically we don't want it to be a protest. We want it to be more of a celebration of Dartmoor and the amazing things you can do in Dartmoor that you can't do elsewhere. Like, it's 8:30 this morning, I'm chilling out with my third cup of coffee. I'm talking to you in a camera. I haven't had to get up at 5 with the frost and leave because I can legally be here at the moment. It's great. So yeah, just talking about that. But also one of the problems and one of the issues that the Darwalls have raised is people not treating their land properly, so litter. Now, we haven't seen any litter on the land yesterday at all because we were going to pick up if we saw anything. But discussions about leaving no trace. We really want a microphone so we can explain to people how to pee properly. So like tissue takes 3 to 6 months to biodegrade. Pack it out or use a cooler cloth or whatever. How to poo, things like that. We just want to raise that sort of awareness because that's one of the reasons why some of the land is potentially going to be removed. And I'm all for education over privatisation. If you're not from the countryside, you don't know. Like, land is being reduced at a dramatic rate over the past 100 years. And future generations, like some of our generations now, aren't going to have a clue how to be in nature. It is a bit of a sad video, this one, isn't it? Oh, sorry. Kind of want the right to wild camp to still exist here, so this is the trash can that Mark's brought along to do a litter pick, and it is empty. It is empty. We have not found any litter on Darwalls Land. Interesting, isn't it, Mark? Very interesting.
Makes a good map pocket.
So Mark's packing away his tent. As you'll see next to his trekking pole, he's got a selfie stick. Hey Mark, what was that selfie stick for?
Well, Becca, if you look at the state of my hiking pole, you'll see we had a bit of an emergency situation last night, and you very kindly suggested that I actually use my telescopic selfie pole and the tripod as a tent pole. And it
worked, didn't it? Who says that carrying a selfie stick shouldn't be part of your EDC tactical kit, eh?
This section of the Darwalls Land is home to a lot of ancient history. Across the valleys and on top of the moors, you can see the remains of settlements. There are cairns, there are cists, and there are ancient burial mounds too. And one of the most profound areas is this. This stone circle links up to one of the longest stone rows in the whole of Europe.
Just found. Here we go. Dartmoor Wonderland. Dobbies. It's a geocache. Go on, let's open it. One of the things with Dartmoor is you have this thing called letterboxing, which is like a version of geocaching. And people have passports basically in which they find these stamps and stamp off different areas of Dartmoor that they've been. Oh, hello, copter. Dartmoor Wonderland, the dancers. And inside, people have signed it. So, yeah, Mark's going to hold it very gently because it's clearly got quite wet. Many thanks. Series complete. Surprised here's the third one. So these date back to June 2013. Look at that. So that's some of the people that have used their own stamps. Nice. Hey, oh, that is a scout stamp. So some scouts have been here at some point as well. We've gone for wraps for lunch. I've got fake hoisin duck. And Mark has gone for Darwall. Hey, wrap with a view. Ah, camped down there last night.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Anyway, time to go. Let's head to Princetown and ask people if we can use their electricity.
Mark's the king of the boulder. Hey! He chose the most awkward way to cross the stream. I went for these. And that is it. That is the end of our little virtual tour around Darwalls Land. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. How are you feeling, Mark?
Really useful to see that land, to see some of the areas under threat, and to realise how beautiful it is and what a shame it's going to be if that's not open to people for future generations.
Yeah, it's sad, isn't it? And you know, one thing we've been talking about a lot today is because we've basically been trying to arrange this rally together, and there's just been an upcoming comment a lot of the time about we'll just stealth it anyway. And what I really want to make sure is, like, I'm not afraid of stealthing. I'm not worried about stealthing. Mark's not worried about stealthing, are you? No. The thing is, you have the luxury in Dartmoor, the only place in England where you have this luxury, where you can actually truly be free to just get up when you want, to chill when you want. You can literally stealth in the other 99% of England. Like, if you really care about stealthing, just stealth there. Because one of my main concerns, and I think Mark shares this with me, is the fact that technology is improving, isn't it? And we saw it during the lockdowns with, I can't remember what national park it was, but they were using infrared drones to catch people who were wild camping on the land. And technology is improving. 15 years ago, you didn't have CCTV. So what are you going to have in 15 years' time to catch people like us trying to stealth? And I just worry that the younger generations aren't going to have that luxury anymore. They're not even going to be able to stealth, is my big concern, you know? Yeah, go on.
It was just so lovely this morning. We were sat having a cup of coffee, not rushing about packing up and stuff like that, and just to think that we weren't doing anything wrong. We were every right to be there.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, the only place in England where you kind of do have that right, unless you have a permit or you're paying to be on a campsite. So yeah, it's bittersweet, isn't it, Mark? It's been bittersweet, really. But anyway, I see a bunch of cows in front of me blocking the entranceway. So this is going to be fun to navigate. So I'm going to put my phone away because I don't quite like this phone. I don't want it to be damaged. Last time I broke my phone because I got chased by cows. I jumped over a fence and smashed it on the fence. So we're not going to have that happen this time. I'm going to put the phone away now. I'm going to drop a bunch of links below about how you can help us raise awareness of this case, the upcoming rally in Dartmoor and the one outside the Royal Courts of Justice in London. And we hope to see you at one of them there. Bye. Thank you for watching. Bye.
How do you put into words how special Dartmoor is?
We still want our right to hike, to wild camp, to explore on that land for us and for future generations.
And that is under threat. That's why we're here.
Your outdated and elitist actions are an affront to our young people.